Welcome everyone. In this topic, we'll focus on executive and management coaching as an individual level OD intervention. We'll begin by clarifying how the topic defines coaching and why it is treated as a powerful first level of OD intervention. Then we'll connect coaching to the business environment and to diagnosis using a few organizational diagnosis lenses that help keep coaching grounded in real organizational needs. After that, we'll walk through the strategies that make coaching effective, especially self-awareness, the difference between doing and being, emotional intelligence, and the appreciative coaching approach, including its principles and stages. Finally, we'll connect everything to a full OD intervention flow through a business case example, from entry all the way to separation. Let's begin with definitions. Coaching in this topic is treated as a structured helping process, not casual advice, and not simply telling someone what to do. Coaching supports development and performance through inquiry, reflection, and guided action. It helps people see patterns, clarify goals, and practice more effective behaviors in real-work situations. Executive coaching and management coaching share the same logic, supporting growth and effectiveness, but they often operate at different levels of organizational influence and responsibility. The topic frames individual change as a first level of OD intervention because individuals have disproportionate influence. Leaders and managers shape decisions, relationships, communication patterns, and norms, so their behavior can strengthen or weaken an entire system. That is why organizations commonly start with individual interventions, including coaching, mentoring, training and development, and even selection or replacement when needed. Coaching is emphasized here because it can address behavior and mindset while the person is actively performing in the role. The topic places coaching inside the realities of the business environment. Coaching supports goal setting, action, and strength, specifically in real-work contexts, not just personal reflection. Organizations use coaching for leadership development and performance improvement, especially when leaders must adapt to pressure, complexity, and constant change. In environments where reinvention is ongoing, coaching becomes a practical way to help leaders evolve without waiting for crisis. A key message here is that coaching becomes more effective when it's linked to diagnosis, when it's grounded in what the organization actually needs. Otherwise, coaching risks becoming disconnected, meaningful to the individual but not relevant to team performance or organizational outcomes. The topic introduces three diagnosis lenses that keep coaching contextual: the individual and group behavior model, the Great Place to Work model, and the SWOT analysis. The individual and group behavior lens remind us that behavior is shaped by both the person and the system around them. Coaching then looks for patterns, like how the leader responds repeatedly to conflict, uncertainty, or feedback. The practical goal is not personality labeling. The goal is behavior change that improves group outcomes, like clearer communication, healthier conflict management, stronger trust, and more effective coordination. The Great Place to Work lens connects coaching to culture and workplace experience. Leaders shape trust through consistency, respect, credibility, and fairness in daily interactions. So coaching is not only individual improvement, it can be culture work because changes in leader behavior rippled outward into group climate and engagement. The SWOT analysis is simple but useful. It keeps coaching aligned with organizational reality by clarifying strengths and weaknesses inside the system and opportunities and threats outside the system. This matters because coaching time is limited. SWOT helps prioritize goals that support real strategy and real constraints, not just personal preference. The topic then moves into the strategies that make coaching work in practice. These include self-awareness, the difference between doing and being, emotional intelligence, and appreciative coaching. Think of these as anchors that help clients change sustainably and not temporarily. Self-awareness is emphasized because people can't reliably change what they can't see. Coaching uses inquiry and reflection to reveal blind spots, habits that feel normal to the person but have real impact on others. As awareness improves, people become more capable of choosing responses rather than reacting, especially under stress, conflict, or uncertainty. Now, this topic makes a helpful distinction: doing versus being. Doing is what we execute: tasks, decisions, and actions. Being is how we show up, our mindset, presence, and identity in the role. When people only change doing, the change can disappear under pressure. When they also shift being, behavior change becomes more stable and consistent. Emotional intelligence matters because leadership is relational. EI supports self-management, or how we handle pressure, and relationship management, or how we handle people. In practice, EI influences conflict handling, openness to feedback, and the ability to communicate without triggering defensiveness. Over time, these interaction patterns shape team climate and culture. Appreciative coaching is presented as a strength-based approach. It uses positive inquiry to build energy and commitment by focusing on what works and what can be expanded. This does not mean ignoring problems. It means designing development in a way that builds engagement and possibility, so people are more willing to change. The topic emphasizes that appreciative coaching is guided by principles. These principles shape how the coach builds the relationship and asks questions, keeping the process respectful, inquiry driven, and oriented toward possibility and growth. Appreciative coaching is not informal encouragement. It uses a practical process model because structure is what moves insight into action. This matters especially for executives and managers who have limited time and many competing demands. A disciplined process supports momentum and follow through. The topic describes appreciative coaching in stages. The key point is that stages keep coaching organized and goal directed, so progress is not random. Stages help connect development directly to workplace outcomes, like how the leader communicates, influences, responds to conflict, and support performance. The topic then ties everything together with a business case, and what matters is that coaching is treated as a full OD intervention flow. We begin with background and entry, then startup, assessment and feedback, action planning, coaching intervention, evaluation, adoption, and separation. This is important because it shows coaching as not just sessions and conversation. Coaching becomes an OD intervention when it is structured, diagnostic, implemented with discipline, evaluated, and then adopted by the organization so it lasts. In the background, coaching is requested because there is a leadership effectiveness concern that matters to real outcomes, like performance, influence, and relationships. Coaching is chosen because it allows structured development and often creates a safe space for honest reflection that people don't get in everyday operations. In entry, the practitioner clarifies why help is requested, who the sponsor is, and who the client is. The practitioner also clarifies what success would look like and begins setting boundaries so the work stays ethical and workable. Startup makes the work workable. It establishes logistics, confirms roles, clarifies confidentiality expectations, and ensures resources and access are in place before assessment begins. Assessment and feedback is where coaching becomes evidence informed. Data is gathered from relevant sources and stakeholders, and assessment results are debriefed not to label the person but to clarify patterns and impact. This stage builds self-awareness and shared understanding, which makes action planning realistic. In action planning, feedback becomes goals. Short and long-term priorities are set. and timelines are aligned with business realities, so the plan is realistic and actionable. Now, the intervention phase is where coaching is executed. Sessions focus on practice and application, using appreciative coaching stages and structured activities when appropriate. The key is reinforcement in real world situations because behavior change must show up where the leader actually operates. Evaluation checks whether progress is happening. It uses evidence feedback, observation, and behavioral markers, and it supports adjustments so coaching stays relevant and effective. Now, adoption means the leader owns the new practices and the system supports them. Reinforcement matters here because without reinforcement, people often drift back to old habits. The last step is separation. It is a clean ending. Coaching concludes without creating dependency, and the organization retains the capability and gains.